Oh, good heavens, a camera. I am so surprised. And that didn't work at all. I was saying I was going to have a book, but I've lost my books. Okay. What was it doing now? Alright, yeah. I'm going to... I'm sitting really far back because the microphone volume is way too loud. If I'm any closer, in fact, it probably sounds like I'm shouting right now, but if I get any closer, it'll probably like, okay, but I need to, move this away so I can actually see the questions. I'm jumping the gun a bit and just doing Vince's questions. Maybe hopefully other people ask questions, but I'll just do Vince's questions just now. Okay. There's a fucking thing. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh crap. I did not mean to swear all those times. Really, no, sorry, guys. And then I'll move the thing. Oh god. Everything that can and will go wrong will always go wrong. Every time. So, I mean, this is questions. Are his eyes truly magic, or just a hypnosis? Well, he's got he uses heuristics, and he uses the eyes for his heuristics. I mean, he can use really any sense, I'm pretty sure, but he just uses his eyes. And I was talking about this in chat. Well, we maybe made like 3 chat comments about this the other night there. When girl said she really liked Shane's eyes. It was a factor. I mean, in UK and Asterix, Shane was always in my mind at the start from his conception. Heuristics and hypnotism was going to be what he was starting with. He was going to be a people. He was probably going to be a bit more of a con man than the not conning man he ended up. So yes, the eye is very important, especially for hypnotism as well as for the other things. Yeah, for hypnotism as well as for heuristics. But yeah, there's always going to be his eyes. It's always going to be very central. I mean, that's what my script. That's my favourite way to describe things. In fact, as a limit as a writer, actually, I don't often mention the smell of things. In real life, in this life here, my nostrils it's not the best nose I've ever had. Still one nose, not the best. And taste, well, Shane doesn't really lick many things. That's a time. Well, yeah. So there's always eyes. All of the eyes, writing and for loving and stuff. I suck at answering questions. I think we can both agree on this one. So why Riverfall? Oh well, that was kind of an interesting story actually. I'm a very flighty writer. Sometimes I can just appear and go at the blink of an eye. Actually, it stems back for a while back, like ages ago, maybe in like summer 514 or whatever, AV, whatever. That guy that always pops up and wrecks shit and then disappears and then is eventually caught and banned again. Taylor or something, I'm not sure. As the incarnation Letixia, did a thread with her, and as she does, Tyler, I think that's what it is. As he/she does, we kind of got into a small bit of a relationship. Now, it didn't go too far, so Shane didn't really get too attached. But it made me realise that as a person, Shane needed a buddy, or a girlfriend, or a long-term influence to sort of, well, it's to keep me interested and to keep him interested, sort of, in things, and to be a connection to the real world for him, because he's very inward, very inward, and he's very inward, so he really needs a connection to other things, to different viewpoints, especially. I mean, he's very hard viewpoints in his head that are very solid, that take a lot to shake them, but they really need to be shaked a bit, so all the stuff can get off them. I've done it before. Okay, so why Riverfall? Right, well, I put a thread up in Matchmaking Forum, like, need long-term influence for life, blah 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 blah. And Kavala PM'd me back, and she was like, yeah, if you want to come up to Riverfall, you can hang with me. I did the hand thing, but like lower, but you couldn't see because the cam's over there. I did the hand thing a lot. Okay, so she was like, yeah, come over here. We'll chill out. We'll hang out. We'll have fun. And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. And the Clyde's attack on the Stormhold Citadel. You know, the gates when they blew up the gates and whatnot. That was a perfect opportunity to get there. Well, to leave. Because I had Shane's dog die in that horrible event, and Shane's really trying to, from a character viewpoint, he's trying to escape, escape that, and at most basically escape. He's really trying to run away. Shane's a coward. He's a coward, and I hesitate to say it, but he is. No. Cool. That's more. Heart coward. Right, okay. So that's why I went to Riverfall, because Riverfall was with Kavalas. Could say that at the beginning. Could have said that. Didn't say that. Why did Shane get into Magic to begin with? Magic is like a shortcut, really. I mean, obviously it can have really bad effects if you really try to use it as a shortcut, if you try and like just go straight to power, you know. But the way Shane uses it, just to slowly advance himself, he trains in it, but he also uses it to learn about the world. So he learns it. No, not right. So as he gains the skill, he also gains other things that he needs to survive. Right, so okay, my mind's not working here. Aristic gives him insight into the world. So as he gets better at Aristics, he also gets a greater insight into the world that Shane would just take ages and ages and possibly years of like getting to know people's body languages and stuff than it is just to learn heuristics and see the auras, see like a 10 auras a day, and you start to make all these connections, because it's much easier when you're looking at an aura than it is when you're just looking at a guy to get his body things. And then when you're learning hypnotism as well, you learn how to make your own body movements and then you accentuate them with magic to get into people's minds and whatnot. So really, Shane's magic. It's not, he loves the power. I mean, you got Rayman saying he wants to be one of the last people and shit, but it's not so much about power. It's about the knowledge. That's Shane's kind of his whole fucking This whole thing is about knowledge, power, knowledge, power, knowledge, power, knowledge, power. Knowledge, power, knowledge. That's all he needs. So that's why Shane learned magic. And originally conceived, I love magic. Shane was always going to be a magic character. Look at magic he has. He's Merlin. His model is the Merlin from BBC Merlin. Why wouldn't I make him magic? That would be a travesty. Okay, so who's Shane's best friend? Well, would have been Norman. I would have said Norman. Would have just went Norman, because that was his dog. By the way, that was his very nice dog. It's a great dog. He had him for a couple of seasons. Loved him very much. but he died. He died in that horrible attack. And I think it's too soon, and also it's too soon to get a new best friend, and also he's not met many people. Though, and I say this now, I'm currently in a thread with Kabbalah that's actually still from fall, because I suck. Kabbalah could be our best friend, or good friend. Could be. We'll see how it goes. Caleb could be a good friend. Don't know. Maybe if he joins the Sanctuary bunch, they'll all be as good friends, possibly. I never like to say. I don't really like to predetermine things in advance. I like to see how it works out in roleplay. But just now, as it goes, Kabbalah and Shane seem pretty compatible in a friendship capacity. Aaron, see if Aaron or Aaron or Perplexity's character, the one that initiated Shane into Romancy, if he'd stayed around Silverus, if he hadn't just unfortunately been going just as I got him, he and Shane probably would have been good friends. They really bonded. I probably think Aaron means more to Shane than Shane means to him. So possibly a bit of man love there or something, you know, and if he ever saw me, he'd probably want to like restrain himself from running into his arms, you know, like buddy hug. Because Aaron would at first be like, oh, who the fuck is this? And then he'd be like, oh, like, it's that dude, I met that one time. How you doing, dude? And she would be like, Mr. Parker! Is it me? That's it, Aventus' next question. No, it's not. He's never met you, and isn't your character a squire? He hates the knights. He hates the knights. They are the totalitarian smellbags of evil. That's what Shane thinks, and that's pretty much it. You'd have to be a pretty good squire. You'd have to really. Well, I mean, you would have to be that good a squire. I mean, you've met Squire before. He's had some fun, but I don't think he would ever really trust you unless you've really got familiar with each other. What would he do if Shane failed? Now, I'm not sure what you mean by he. Like, do you mean the best friend? Do you mean Shane? Do you mean you? I'm gonna answer all three of them. I'm gonna start with you. What would you do if Shane failed? Nothing. You'd never met Shane. Nothing. What would his best friend do? Well, I think the answer to the Shane's best friend thing was nobody right now. So they would do nothing. What would Shane do if Shane failed? The way Shane goes, he'd all or nothing kind of dude. If he failed, he'd probably dead. And if he's not dead, he's in prison, or he's in a very desolate situation, like he's a hobo with no money, and maybe his magic's been taken away from him, maybe he lost his memory or something. At that point, oh well, maybe not if he lost memory, but like any one of these points apart from death, obviously, because if he dies, when we all know what happens, then he goes up to lights and goes. But no, in fact, he doesn't. I've always actually thought this. Shane would be a ghost. Shane's totally the type of guy that would be like, nah, I'm not done here. I'm a ghost now. Ghost things. Ghost. So he ghosts things. Well, that'd be the outcome of that area. He would become a ghost. And probably one of those super lucid ghosts who's still all about trying to gain, but with a very driven focus this time, like psychologically depraved kind of focus towards this sort of success that he doesn't even really know how to define. So he'd probably be a pretty dangerous ghost. He would definitely be evil. He would definitely be an evil ghost. As Shane, as a character right now, he's like morally grey, but if he died, he would definitely go off the deep end towards the evil side. most definitely. But I don't know, if Shane ended up on the streets, if he just, if he lost everything or was exiled or something, had to go to a new place with no money or no stuff or whatever, he would pick himself off, dust himself off, blah 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 blah, and just start again. He started at the bottom. He started pretty low before, and he just started pretty low again. And you really have to get rid of his heuristics and hypnotism power before he could even go back down to where he was before, because with both of those skills together at his level just now, he'd probably build himself up again pretty quickly. I mean, he's got no status in Riverfall. He's not even a citizen, with the Kugan mark thingy. So he's pretty low already. He's not really I wouldn't say he's failed, but he's probably fell around or two than how he really was before. So, but yeah, that's pretty much Shane's default reaction: pick up, dust off. It's one of the rules of his code, actually. Never forget the earth on which you once stood, because if you're up there and you fall again, you're back down on the earth, and all you can really do is just pick yourself up and start climbing again. Climb. You'd probably be pretty broken, though. If something major happened to break him in any way, like if anything totally went wrong, he'd probably, and this is probably because Shane's neutral on a precipice. Shane's neutrality, Shane's morally grey status on a precipice. He's on a razor's edge, really. But he's kind of like almost would fall into the dark zone. But for once, he is who wants to be good. He's trying to. He is. I mean, with Kavala and with what he's been doing in Riverfall and all that crap, and just the natural way his character's going, he's rebelling against originally, I always thought Shane was going to be evil. I always thought Shane was going to be, at the very least, quite morally bankrupt. At the very least, that kind of evil where people go, well, is he really evil, or is he just doing greater good, whatnot? Right now he's just pretty pathetically grey, and not really doing anything. Making some buddies. What is this, a kid's show? I don't think so. Okay, get your shit together. Fucking shit. Oh. Okay. That's all I had for this questions, and it took me a while. I think there's no actual time on this, but it took me a while. So thank God I didn't wait for anybody else's questions. So there we go. Bye.